what's up you guys, the Curious Owl here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my goals for 2020. So 2020 is going to be a huge year for me. 2019 was a year where I felt like I really grew as an individual in a lot of ways. I grew in my personal experience. I feel like I really accomplished a lot of things over the course of the year that I was not expecting to accomplish. I learned a lot of things about myself and what I'm capable of. I feel like in general 2019 was a year of hardship in a lot of ways, but also a complete year of growth, because I just feel like I've become such a more mature individual, and I've also just become a lot more comfortable in myself and a lot more comfortable in what I'm doing with my life. I feel like I've hit a point in my life where I finally feel like what I'm doing is right, and I feel like even though I might come across some obstacles, I'm going to actually move past them, which is a huge thing because 2018 was a year where I felt like I struggled a lot mentally, and I'm just really glad that 2019 was a very great year, and I feel like 2020 is probably going to be my best year yet because I have a lot of personal things going on in 2020 that are going to really, I think, test me, but are going to end up being such huge payoffs in the end and are going to really show me a lot about what it's like to be a real adult in a lot of ways. To start off with some not personal things, my YouTube goals for 2020. I do not keep a goal for my subscribers because personally I am not a huge person when it comes to numbers. Whoever likes to watch my channel is welcome to watch my channel, and if nobody watches it, that's fine, because personally this channel has always been for me a very creative space for me, whether people watch it or not. So I've never been one to really count for subscribers in my goals for any particular year. A YouTube goal though that I would like to be able to try to keep is actually trying to continue to put out more content, because this year I did find that a lot of things were really kind of making it hard for me to put out content consistently, and I feel like I burned myself out a little bit partway through the year with like doing reading vlogs, which was why I tended to keep my reading vlogs specifically for specific months that I was doing readathons and then having like a couple months break in between. And I found that was actually really helpful for me because then I got excited to do reading vlogs again when I was able to do them. I do want to continue to put out content, but I do want to also take into account what I'm capable of doing, what I'm able to do, and what it is that I have to offer. Like, I feel like a reading vlog is very easy, and it's very easy for me to get the video made and then edit it and then put it out there. But more creative-based videos are harder for me because I don't always know what to film. So I feel like it's easier for me to either just do a reading vlog or don't waste my time and energy into something I'm not gonna love and just take a little bit of a break every now and then from making videos. I know that YouTube likes this whole thing where people should post every single week at the same time or whatever, but I'm not about that because again, I'm not someone who cares so much about the numbers. I don't care about stats. I don't care about, how many views something gets or how many likes it gets. I've never been one of those people. So I don't really see a point in stressing myself out over something that is not, as important to me as it is to people who are, full-time YouTubers. Like, I would rather watch my content that is enjoyable and shows more about who I am and is more authentic than trying to force something that is not really authentic and just feels forced. So I'm pretty excited for how 2020 is going to go because I do have a couple series that I am planning on coming out with in terms of what I continue to put out with my TBRs and what I hope to continue reading over the course of each month. So I'm really excited about that. And then we have the House Cupathon going on in January, which makes me really, really excited because that is a readathon I've really grown to love, considering that the people I run it with are absolutely amazing people and I love them to death. And there is another readathon I'm actually going to be helping host in March that you guys are going to have to stay tuned for. And now to go to some more personal goals for 2020, because I feel like that's going to be where a lot of my growth is going to be in 2020. So on Christmas Day of 2019, I got engaged to my boyfriend of 5 years. So 2020 is going to be a huge year for us already. We had already planned on actually doing quite a few things together in the year, but now we're actually planning a wedding, which is really, really important. We are getting married in October of 2020, and so a lot of things have to happen within the next 10 months or so. But one of the first things we really want to do is we actually want to move into a house. So we want to move out of the apartment that we have been in since March of 2019. and move into an actual house, but we are hoping that we can find something very quick because our lease for our apartment is up in May, and so we want to find something very quickly so that we can be able to move into a house as soon as possible. We're thinking of moving actually closer to the city where I work because it's going to be easier for me. But Robert is also trying to find a job that works closer to where I work so that he can have a pretty easy commute and he doesn't have to drive 40 minutes between work and home like I do every day now. In addition to that, in May, I am going to BookCon with my mother. So I'm really excited because my whole family is actually going to New York City for the weekend that BookCon is happening, but my mom is actually going to be with me at BookCon, and I'm really excited because one of my goals for at BookCon, since it is the first time I'm going, is to, one, not make a fool of myself the entire time I'm there because I'm probably going to, but also I want to meet a lot of people that I have actually grown to love on BookTube. Like, there's a lot of people that I follow on BookTube that I absolutely adore, and I would really like to meet a lot of them, and I want to be able to tell them all how much they have meant to me. I actually want to enjoy my time in New York City for the first time because I've never been in New York City. This will be my first time there. One of my biggest goals in life was I wanted to go into publishing and move to New York and actually work at like HarperCollins or Simon & Schuster, and unfortunately right out of college that didn't work out for me, and for right now I'm actually okay with that because I actually want to get my feet wet with where I'm working now, and because there's a lot of promise where it comes to with that the job I have now, that right now going to New York and working in a publishing house is not exactly what I want at the moment. I kind of want to wait to see if anything else kind of happens, and if in like 5 years nothing really seems to happen, then I feel like it would be an appropriate time for me to actually take the leap to try to move to New York and work in a publishing house. And then obviously another huge goal in 2020 is to get married and have the ceremony go super well. Robert and I are very excited, and I'm getting a little stressed out with a lot of stuff that's going on right now in 2020, but part of me it's because I know there's so much that's happening that I want to plan for everything and make sure everything goes perfectly, but I have to keep reminding myself that many of these things are not happening until the end of the year, so I have to really put things in a better perspective for myself, and it's very difficult, but I'm trying my best. But the wedding we're really excited about because it's going to be a huge thing with my family. We've decided that we're going to have the ceremony as just very, very close family, and then the reception is going to be bigger with all of our friends and other family members that could not come to the ceremony. I have yet to talk to really people that are going to be my bridal party other than my sister, because my younger sister is actually going to be one of my bridesmaids, and I'm really excited because my sister, although she and I have butted heads a lot of times over the years, she's still my sister and I adore her, and I feel like especially as I've gotten to be an adult and she has grown up to be an adult, that I feel like we've gotten along a lot better than we were when we were children. So I really owe a lot to her because she's actually been a huge supporter for so many things, and I have picked out my dress already. I'm going dress shopping on the 4th to go check to see what size I need for the dress I want, and I'm so excited because my mom, my grandma, my sister are all coming, and I'm gonna be so excited to see the look on their faces when I get in this dress that I want. It's gonna be so great, I'm so excited. And then the last goal I have personally for 2020 is I want to hopefully get a new car. My big goal that Robert and I have actually made for both of us is we both want to get new cars by the end of 2020. So then my reading goals for 2020, to end this off on an actual booktube note, my goal for reading for 2020 is going to be the same as 2019 because I felt like that was really achievable, and I was actually able to hit it pretty early on in the year. I think I hit 52 books like by the halfway point of the year or something like that. And so my goal for 2020 for my reading challenge for Goodreads is going to be 52 books again, which is about a book a week. And this year, I don't know how that's going to work out because, again, like I said, I have so many things going on in 2020 that I do not know whether or not I'm going to be able to get through 52 books. But the House Cupathon in January is going to be a really big point for me because it is going to include me being able to read so many books. I may get through half of that goal by the end of the month. If you want to get a jump start on your TBR and on your Goodreads goal for 2020, you should join the House Cupathon, which is amazing. It's a great readathon that's Harry Potter based, and you get to join up to your favorite house, and you get to basically read as many books and whatever books you want to earn points for your team. We do have specific challenges for you to meet with our group book that we have for the readathon, but you do not have to do that at all if you choose not to. It's just a really cool thing because you will actually get additional points for the challenges you complete along with the page counts of your book, which acquire certain points. So if you are at all interested, I will leave the announcement video for that down in the description below, which also includes my TBR for the House Cupathon. So several of the books that I plan on reading in January are on that TBR, so you should go check it out and have a good time with us and join our Discord because it's going to be a great time in January. But anyway, that is the end of my goals for 2020. It's not really a lot, but I have a lot of personal goals that I have going on in the next year, so it's going to be a crazy, crazy year. Like I said, I hope that it's going to be a year where am I not only going to grow, but there's going to be so many good things that are happening that I'm very excited for, but it's going to be very nerve-wracking also because I'm very, very much someone that wants things to go super perfectly all the time, and if it doesn't, I get really, really upset. But this is going to be, I think, a year where I'm going to have to learn, especially in a lot of ways, that if things don't go according to plan, that is not always a bad thing, and I have to learn to adapt when things start to go kind of haywire. So that's going to be an adventure in and of itself. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. Let me know what your guys' goals for 2020 are, whether they're personal or reading or booktube related. And as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit the button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys.